The serene village of Thalarion lay nestled in a valley kissed by vibrant auroras. Navara had always been enchanted by the night sky, her eyes perpetually drawn to the dance of colors that painted the heavens. Tonight, however, something unusual caught her gaze. A new constellation shimmered, its form both familiar and foreign. The village elders had spoken of this once-in-a-millennium event, the Celestial Convergence, an ancient phenomenon that linked worlds with threads of stardust. Intrigued, Navara crept up to the hill where she spent countless nights stargazing. Armed with nothing but her courage and a heart full of wonder, she reached the summit and extended her hand toward the constellation, whispering the words passed down through generations. An ethereal glow enveloped her, and before she could grasp the enormity of her actions, the sky blazed with an energy so potent it hummed through her bones. Then, in a whirl of cosmic light, she vanished from the world she knew. Navara snapped back to awareness, the soft rustle of leaves underfoot grounding her reality. She had arrived in a breathtaking realm of verdant forests and shimmering lakes, a place alive with magic. Yet, the air was charged with a tension she could not place. Before long, her eyes fell on a gathering of ethereal beings that glowed with the light of 1,000 stars. "We are the Loomis." The largest of the creatures spoke, its voice harmonizing with the whispering breeze. "You have come at a time of great need, stargazer. The balance of our world teeters on the brink, shadow encroaches, and only through the power of the Celestial Convergence can harmony be restored." Navara's heart pounded in her chest, the gravity of her situation dawning like the first rays of morning light. To mend the fractures threatening this idyllic world and her own, she must dive into realms unknown, guided by stars and ancient magic. As fear danced at the edges of her resolve, a spark of determination flared within her as bright as any constellation. Thus began Navara's quest, a journey through the cosmos to claim her destiny and forge a legacy that would shine through the ages. Navara followed the Loomis through a forest shimmered with life, their path weaving between ancient trees whose bark seemed to pulse with a soft, internal glow. The celestial beings moved gracefully, floating just above the ground, their light illuminating the path ahead. Despite her awe, Navara's mind buzzed with unease. How could she, an ordinary stargazer, possibly make a difference in this mystical world? "Where are we going?" Navara asked, her voice carrying a hint of uncertainty. "To the Luminara Grove," replied Solara, the luminary leader. "There lies the ancient astrolabe, which will reveal the challenges you must face to harness the Convergence's energies." As they approached the grove, a sense of reverence enveloped Navara. Towering columns of light spiraled skyward, encircling a celestial instrument crafted from stardust and meteorite. It seemed to hum with the knowledge of the ages. "Place your hand upon it," Solara instructed, nodding encouragingly. Taking a deep breath to steady herself, Navara reached out, a jolt of energy sparking as her fingers made contact. The astrolabe whirred to life, stars and planets shifting in a mesmerizing dance. Ethereal images appeared, each depicting tasks she must complete to restore balance. Conjuring the Lightstone from the River of Whispers, mending the time thread in the Cave of Echoes, and uniting the 7 relics scattered across the lands. Navara's heart thumped louder with each revelation. She was not a warrior nor a sorceress, merely a girl whose head was filled with dreams. But this world had chosen her, and deep down, she realized she wanted to choose it too. "I am ready," she declared, the conviction in her voice surprising even herself. Solara smiled, the Loomis shifting around her in approval. "Remember, the strength you seek lies within. It is your connection to the cosmos and the purity of your intent that will guide you," Solara stated sagely. With a newfound resolve, Navara embarked on her journey, the Loomis by her side. Each step forward was a step into the unknown, a step toward facing not only the trials that awaited, but also the doubts buried deep within her heart. Little did she know, shadows were already gathering on the horizon, drawn to the ebbing power of the Convergence and the burgeoning light within the young stargazer. Navara trudged deeper into the heart of the mystical world, her every sense attuned to the beauty and dangers lurking in this land of dreams and shadows. The Loomis flanked her path, their glowing forms providing light and comfort against the encroaching darkness. The first trial awaited by the River of Whispers, a place where the mind often wandered. and the past echoed louder than the present. The path was winding and narrow, bordered by lush foliage that whispered secrets she couldn't quite catch. Along the journey, she found herself entranced by the view. A breathtaking panorama of mountains capped with opalescent snow, a sky so vast it seemed to cradle every star in existence. "We are close," Solara's voice broke through her musings. "The river holds the Lightstone, but it will not yield it easily. Only those of pure heart and steadfast spirit can draw it forth." Navara nodded, feeling a mix of anticipation and apprehension. As they reached the river's edge, her eyes widened. The water was a tapestry of rippling colors flowing with a quiet melody, its tone both soothing and disquieting. With caution, she stepped into the shallows, the cold seeping into her bones but invigorating her resolve. The whispers intensified, snippets of her past mistakes and regrets surfacing, taunting her resolve. Childhood insecurities, teenage hesitations, dreams unfulfilled, they danced before her mind's eye, each one a tether aiming to pull her into despondence. Yet the Loomis stood firm, their shining presence a bastion against the encroaching shadows of her mind. "Listen not to the echoes," Solara advised gently. "They are shadows of old fears, powerful only if you give them credence." Closing her eyes, Navara focused on her mission, the harmonies of the universe, the connections she had yet to understand. Diving deeper within herself, she reached forward, hands searching until they met with something smooth and warm, a pulsating stone, the Lightstone. Its glow spread through her fingertips, warmth flooding her being as the stone attuned with her spirit. The whispers faded, silence reigning where doubt had been. Cradling the stone, Navara returned to the shore, greeted by the Luma's approving nods. Relief and achievement washed over her as she realized this was only the beginning. The path ahead was long, yet she took solace in the knowledge that with each step she drew strength from the cosmos, setting foundations for an uncharted legacy, a destiny she was beginning to embrace. The journey to the Cave of Echoes was fraught with unseen perils. The air grew denser, and the landscape darker as they ventured closer to the source of Shadow's influence. Navara kept the Lightstone close, its internal glow casting a protective aura around her, and the Lumas as they delved deeper into unknown territories. "The Cave of Echoes reflects the past, present, and possible futures," Solara explained as they reached the jagged rock face. "Here in the depths lies the time thread, frayed by age and darkness. To repair it, you must face the reflections that await within and weave clarity from chaos." Hesitating momentarily, Navara nodded, steeling her nerves for what lay within. She stepped into the mouth of the cave, a rush of cold air enveloping her as shadowy depths swallowed the light. Inside, the cavern opened to a labyrinth of mirrors, each surface reflecting flickers of her life, choices made and paths untaken. Images of herself danced within the glass, possibilities spinning like a tapestry of fate, some promising, others woeful. The echoes around her were not merely sound but hosted the weight of her existence, the might-have-beens and potential regrets. "Face them, and the true reflection shall be revealed," a voice intoned from within the shadows, its origins unknown yet familiar. With a gulp, Navara forced herself to look deeper, seeking the truth hidden amidst reflections. She saw herself as a child, imagining worlds beyond their village, and as a dreamer, yearning to reach beyond the stars. There were moments of triumph and fragments of failure, but most decidedly she witnessed the forging of strength from adversity, a resilience born from longing and perseverance. Her breath steadied as clarity washed over her. Gazing at a mirror, Navara caught a glint of something silvery, a gossamer thin thread entwined with the reflections, shimmering with time's essence. It lay frail and unstrung between timelines, ready to snap yet persistent. Reaching within, she summoned the energy of the Lightstone, spinning threads of hope and resolve that knotted with the tattered time thread. Its glow brightened, stabilizing the mirror's reflections, the images now blooming with potential and promise. Triumph coursed through her as she stepped back, the restored connections suffusing the cave with light. The mirrors, no longer sites of burden but gateways of possibility, mirrored brightly lit futures. Emerging into daylight, Navara held the Luma's gaze. "You mend not only time but forge your own path," Solara said, approval radiating from the luminary leader. With two challenges met, Navara felt an unfamiliar but welcome confidence rise alongside the weight of her responsibilities. Destiny was no longer a distant star but a map she was beginning to navigate. Wind swept the landscape as Navara and the Loomis advanced toward their next destination, the Crag of Imbalance, where the 7 relics awaited discovery. The journey was arduous, the path now lined with shadowy creatures whose eyes glinted with the malevolence born from the encroaching darkness. The Loomis protected her from these threats, their light creating a protective barrier. Still, the air was tense with the whistle of change, a teetering edge of equilibrium. "You must seek the relics. They are keys to restoring harmony," Solara spoke over the rustling wind. "Each relic holds a fragment of this world's essence, lost to shadow and peril." Empowered by previous victories, Navara pressed on, her senses melding with the land, a heartbeat felt through the soles of her feet and the breath of the wind filling her lungs. The path led to towering cliffs where stone platforms lay, each crowned by a pedestal that thrummed with ancient power. Yet the relics were not in plain sight. Navara closed her eyes to listen, seeking guidance from the cosmos. Ancient whispers responded, her mind mapping visions of the relics, an amulet of fire and stone, a vial containing the dawn's first light, a coin tinged with the ocean's song, and more. Her heart attuned with these visions, converging trails that led her through the rocky outcrop. Atop the first platform, she found the Amulet of Ember encased in a cocoon of stone, warmth radiating from its fiery luster. The Loomis inclined their bodies toward the next platform, their ability to sense the relics proving crucial. With each artifact retrieved, she felt the world around her shift, an imperceptible yet tangible calming that countered the overwhelming shadow. Next came the Vial of Daybreak, concealed within a crevice that opened to her touch, its glow whispering of hope and renewal. The Coin of Tides followed, discovered beneath a smooth rock face, its weight singing with the ocean's endless patience. These elements represented parts not only of this world, but of humanity's essence, a testament to survival and grace. As the final relic, the Staff of Evergrowth, revealed itself. Once hidden within a thicket of thorns, its power spread through her like rooting vines, connecting her to the land. Moments later, the platforms pulsed, unifying the relics in a crescendo of harmony. Light cascaded down, blending with the Loomis who circled her, their forms merging with each beam. "Completion lies ahead," Solara's voice echoed within the light, a proud undertone clear. With the relics secured, Navara felt hope rekindle within her. She had become a steward of the connection between worlds, an architect of balance. Yet the shadows grew restless with her progress, weaving plots to counteract her advances. Her trials had fortified her spirit, but the gathering darkness promised challenges ahead that would test not only her courage but her soul. With the 7 relics now in her possession, Navara's connection to the magical world deepened. Each relic hummed with an energy that coursed through her veins, imbuing her with a strength she never knew she possessed. Yet, as she descended from the Crag of Imbalance, a chilling presence overshadowed her steps. A labyrinth of ancient trees welcomed her path, their tangled branches casting ominous shadows over the forest floor. The Loomis, ever vigilant, flanked her sides, their radiant presence creating a protective halo. "We approach the Veil of Displacement," Solara warned gently. "It is a realm where shadow seeks dominion, where illusions and reality intermingle." Navara nodded, understanding the looming gravity that threatened the equilibrium of both worlds. Beneath the forest's twilight canopy, time ebbed and flowed unpredictably, a disorienting force that gnawed at her senses. Each step seemed to echo with a dissonance that refracted light into shadow. There was a whisper, soft like mist, winding through the labyrinth. It called to her with promises of respite, coaxing forth her innermost fears and desires. "Do not stray," Solara reminded, sensing her hesitation. "The path is forged not by sight, but by your resolve." Gathering her nerve, Navara pressed on, drawing power from the relics. A soft glow emanated from her fingertips, the light defying the darkness. The forest challenged her, illusions shifting one after another, painting visions of alternate paths, splitting time into maddening reflections. But Navara had learned to look beyond her eyes, to feel with her heart and listen with her spirit. Her past adventures had honed this insight, built resilience to fend against such mirages. Fear transformed into strength, and hesitation into resolve. She reached the heart of the forest, a clearing where the veil shimmered like a curtain of obsidian silk, barring passage between realms. "Here lies the crux," Solara whispered. "Behind the veil, the root of imbalance festers." Tentatively, Navara approached. The relics flared in response, focusing their gathered energies into a singular spear of light. As she touched the veil, it parted, mist swirling as if alive, revealing a threshold to the shadowed domain. A weight pressed upon her chest, a sense of foreboding, yet intermingled with the potential for transformation. Navara steeled herself for what lay beyond, knowing that the true heart of darkness waited, eager to challenge the luminescence she now embodied. Embarking across the threshold, she felt the thread of destiny intertwine with her soul, forging an unbreakable bond that would hold firm against the chaos she had yet to conquer. Crossing the threshold, Navara found herself in a realm where shadows seeped into every crevice, a world veiled in perpetual twilight. Here the air was thick with malevolence, and the earth trembled beneath footsteps. The Loomis's light flickered cautiously alongside her, illuminating fragments of a land caught between decay and potential renewal. "This is the realm beyond the veil," Solara explained, his voice tempered with urgency. "Here lies the heart of darkness, a rift that threatens all planes of existence." Navara felt the relics resonate, their unified power a beacon against the impending shadow. "Where do we begin?" she asked, fortifying her resolve. Solara pointed toward the horizon where a crumbling spire pierced the sky, twisted and gnarled as if it clawed for release. "Within the spire of dissonance lies the shadow core. It feeds upon the balance you seek to restore," he said gravely. "Its defeat is paramount." Trekking through the shadowed landscape, they faced myriad adversities. Echoes of despair that sought to erode their will, specters of doubt rendering illusions of failure. Navara fought against these mental onslaughts, bolstered by memories of her journey and the steady assurance of the Loomis around her. As they approached the spire, the weight of shadows felt suffocating, a relentless pressure against her advancing form. Each step grew arduous, yet determination anchored her spirit, kindling the light within. The spire's entrance yawned like a void seeking to swallow them whole. Inside, darkness reigned unchecked. A cacophony of whispers and despair threatened to engulf her mind. "Focus," Solara urged, his tone a grounding tether. "Only light can dispel the shadow." Navara centered her thoughts on the relic's captured light, releasing it as a guiding force. The surroundings responded, flickers of brilliance carving a path through shadow. At the spire's heart they discovered it, a swirling mass of darkness distilling into the shadow core. It pulsed with energy, feeding on the imbalance it perpetuated. "This is the source," Solara whispered, his eyes reflecting resolve. Raising the relics, Navara unleashed their cumulative power, a blaze of pure, unrelenting light. The core writhed in response, shadows attempting to engulf the luminescence. Summoning every ounce of strength, she pressed on, relinquishing fears and insecurities to the glow that now ignited her very being. As light enveloped darkness, the core began to unravel, its threads dissipating until, finally, silence reigned, the shadows dispelled. With the core's fall, the spire shifted, ancestral energies mending, harmony beginning to resurface. A gentle sense of deliverance filled the air, the shadow realm transitioning to one where hope could breathe anew. Radiating triumph, Navara's heart swelled with a deeper understanding of her role, a conduit of balance, an agent of renewal. As she and the Loomis emerged from the spire, her gaze turned to the horizon. The convergence beckoned, its final chapter approaching as the cosmos aligned to create, once more, harmony from chaos. The landscape bore witness to the light's resurgence, a renewal sweeping the realm where darkness had once claimed dominion. As Navara and the Loomis made their way back to the world beyond the veil, a soft luminescence marked the path ahead, reflecting the balance they had begun to restore. "Well done, young stargazer," Solara praised, his form shimmering with renewed brilliance. "The core's defeat has opened the way for equilibrium to heal what shadows sought to take." The exhaustion that gripped her was tempered by a burgeoning realization. This journey had been as much about internal discovery as it was about mending the fractures between worlds. Emerging from the forest labyrinth, Navara gazed upon the realm she sought to save. Hope painted the skies in hues of dawn, the galactic threads above weaving intricate patterns reminiscent of a cosmic tapestry, a prelude to the final act of the convergence. Yet, the victory was tempered by lingering unease. What remained of the dark forces lay hidden, waiting for any chance to reclaim their hold. Solara sensed her concern, his ethereal gaze meeting hers. "The final trial awaits," he spoke softly. "The convergence nears completion, but sustenance by shadows means their last attempt will be dire." As they ventured toward the world's heartstone, a nexus anchored in cosmic symphony, Navara contemplated the ancient enchantment she had unwittingly activated. The possibilities were boundless, yet tethered to the simplicity of a choice, to embrace destiny or relinquish what she had grown to cherish. The heartstone pulsed as they approached, nestled within a serene veil aglitter with stars. Its radiance echoed with the cadence of the universe itself, a symphony transcending flesh and spirit. Here, Navara must complete the harmony that would safeguard both realms from the grasp of shadow. "Place the relics as they resonate," Solara guided, his presence calm. The Loomis encircled the heartstone, their unity amplifying its guiding light. Holding the relics, Navara listened not just with ears but her soul. Each relic thrummed, aligning with its cosmic counterpart, a sequence connecting their realm to boundless continuity. Placing them in turn, light cascaded from the heartstone, flowing forth in waves that rippled across dimensions, solidifying transient threads into unyielding strength. Yet as balance reached its zenith, the shadows struck, a tendril coiling atop the heartstone, its malevolence eager to shatter renewed unity. Darkness loomed, seeking to dismantle all she had achieved. This was her reckoning. Rising to meet the challenge, Navara felt not fear, but purpose. Her journey's culmination beckoned, a call to reconcile light with shadow. With the relics resonating, her destiny intertwined with universal cadence, she now faced the penultimate test, an embodiment of light in a world that sought its end. The heart of the convergence pulsed with an intensity that mirrored Navara's resolute determination. The tendrils of shadow grasped desperately at the heartstone, an embodiment of entropy clashing against the fabric of renewal. The Loomis' light wavered, their forms flickering under the strain of maintaining balance. "This world will not yield easily," Solara intoned, his voice steady despite the roiling shadows. "You must lead, for the light shines brightest when darkness is near." Navara felt a surge of energy from the relics, their synergy a testament to her resolve. She stepped forward, each footfall resonating with the luminescence of purpose. Grasping the lightstone, she channeled its glow into the heartstone, invoking the essence of every triumph she had faced. The darkness quelled momentarily, retracting its grip in recognition of her assertive command. Threads of light spiraled from the heartstone, weaving through the realm with a symphonic cadence. Yet shadows pressed on, their resistance fierce, an amalgam of doubt and fear manifest. Navara's heart thrummed in response to the challenge, her spirit imbued with a determination born of adversity. Memories of her journey echoed within, each trial no longer a hindrance but a testament to her growth, illuminating the absolution she sought. With the luminal threads binding the relics, Navara extended her consciousness further, embracing the love that connected her to her world. Within the heart of creation and chaos, she sculpted a bastion of radiance. The shadows reeled under this expansive light, slackening their hold as Navara pressed deeper into their lair. The Loomis watched, their trust in her unyielding as they focused their collective energies to maintain the glow. The path of destiny brimmed with potential and change, the culmination of ages now shifting with her choices. In the crescendo of confrontation, Navara's light burned brightest. It infused the heartstone, igniting a cosmic beacon across realms. The dissonant whispers ebbed, their echoes disbanded upon the shores of her resolve. As the darkness faltered and begun its retreat, she felt the shift, a cosmic alignment preparing for closure. The shadows, driven back, disintegrated under the resilience of hope, their remnants spiraling into infinity. Solara and the Loomis shimmered, their forms aglow with acknowledgement. "You have become a beacon for us all," Solara spoke softly, reverence echoing in his timbre. The convergence reached its penultimate moment, the horizon poised on the brink of both celebration and culmination. In the tranquility born of resilience, Navara prepared for the final chapter, to usher in an era where shadow no longer ruled, but danced alongside the light as an equal partner in the cosmos. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the world seemed to hold its breath, suspended in anticipation for what was to come. Navara stood before the Heartstone, a living testament to the journey she had undertaken, a tale of discovery, unity, and courage spread across the cosmos. The relics now glowed with an ethereal brilliance, each pulsating in harmony, their power magnified under the touch of alignment only the convergence could bring. Stars above arranged themselves in a luminous tableau, an astral celebration on the brink of realization. With the shadows defeated, the air was filled with a refreshing clarity, a peace that Navara could taste with every breath. But there was still one final act to complete. To seal the convergence is to unify our realms. Solara's voice, a melodic whisper, reached her amidst the tranquility. From your heart, let the light mend what once was dark. Quiet determination flooded Navara as she approached the Heartstone. Gently she reached out, her fingers tracing its smooth surface, a canvas upon which her legacy would be written. Calling upon the energy within, she gathered the light, the relic's collective strength infused with her own heartbeat, a symphony resounding across realms. The Heartstone pulsed, responding to her embrace, a celestial ripple emanating outward. With a steady breath, she released the light, offering this world and her own. It surged forth, the culmination of hopes, dreams, and will, a beacon illuminating the cosmos in shimmering bands of unity. The skies danced, auroras of unimaginable beauty painting the heavens in hues of hope and renewal. The vortex of celestial energy spiraled, sealing the connections, weaving light and shadow into a harmonious dance entwined with the fabric of existence. In that moment, clarity washed over her, a serene realization that she was both the architect and witness to this rebirth. As the convergence waned, the realm around them began its regeneration, a testament to the resilience born from collaboration and sheer will. The Loomis hovered close, their glow reflecting gratitude and fulfillment. Solara bowed, his light a benediction upon her journey. Your journey has crafted conduits of harmony, with balance restored, destinies woven anew. Gently cradling the relics, now resonant symbols of unity, Navara felt embraced by both the cosmos and her own growth. Her heart, once filled with doubt, was now an ember aglow with aspirations unconfined by time. Thank you, she said quietly, her words a promise carried on the wind. With the realms aligned, Navara turned her gaze skyward, where the stars winked in understanding. Her steps, sure and steady, marked the beginning of a new narrative, a testament to the enduring spirit that bridges worlds, a legacy yoked not by distance, but by the boundless embrace of the universe. The journey had ended, yes, but the story was far from finished, its chapters written in the constellations that would forever guide stargazers across all realms.